back. We're the Grocery Girls.
We're sisters.
We are. I'm Tracy.
I'm Jody.
And we're coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta in Canada. It's very beautiful and sunny here today.
Gorgeous.
I'm kind of like hot in my cowl. We don't actually need it right now.
Yeah, but you gotta look cute when you do it.
Well, it's enough. Hello, people. Like you cast something off. It's like, woo! So welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's nice to see you guys.
Thank you for coming back.
Yes. Yeah, especially if last episode was your first. We didn't even introduce ourselves. So it was like, who are these people?
Yeah, so we are sisters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're the Grocery Girls because that's our real job. We work at a grocery store in our family business. So that keeps us very busy. And then in any other spare moment, it's all knitting all the time. Well, some crochet too.
Some crochet too.
Some crochet too. So, but that's it. It's a very yarny life out of the grocery store.
Lucky us.
I know. We're so lucky.
We're so lucky because if we didn't have our parents as our bosses, we'd have been fired.
What?
I keep thinking one day.
Well, for sure had a few reprimands.
Written up once or twice.
Get written up a few times. Well, it's all good.
We're lucky. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi, Mom and Dad down in Phoenix.
Does Dad watch the whole thing?
I seriously doubt it, and that's totally fine. But apparently, Mom says it's all good. 2 thumbs up. She loves it, so that's really fun. And what's going on today? We have a lot of fun things to talk about today.
Okay, but first, you had a little getaway this weekend.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did. It was really fun. We went, my husband and I went up to Banff in the mountains, so that's a few hours away, and we had our, seriously, edit. We had our 25th wedding anniversary, which
you
was
were
kind
a
of
child
awesome.
bride.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, so I was 12. No. It's gone, like, I can't believe it, crazy fast, but we thought we'd go for a little few day getaways to the mountain and kind of like a spa weekend. It was really fun.
Oh, total envy.
It was really, really fun. And he insisted that we find a yarn shop driving through Calgary.
Okay.
Like, hello, twist my rubber arm. And so we did. And so I have some retail therapy from the Stash Lounge in Calgary.
So do I. Was a lucky recipient.
I know. That was really fun. So a lovely yarn shop. Honestly, heading through Calgary or you live in Calgary, go see Stash. The girls are so nice.
Isn't it such a thrill to go to a yarn store?
I get like a high, and I'm sure you guys all know, you all get it.
It's proven.
It's crazy. It's like Christmas morning if you know you're going to the yarn shop.
I still get a thrill every time. We have one, there's other places to buy yarn in Edmonton, but we have one specialty yarn store who, if you don't know, Tracy also works part-time at.
I do.
Lucky. But I still get a thrill
every day.
One, because the ladies are so lovely. They get to be your friends.
Yeah, totally.
You got to plan, so you can't be rushing in and out because you're going to be looking and you're going to be visiting.
I agree.
But it is a rush.
It's a rush for you to go to a new one. I mean, talk about whistling zippity-doo-dah as you go to work, right? It's amazing if you can find something that's your job that you feel like that when you go to it. So I feel like we have both of those, right? We love our grocery job, and you love your Mrs. Brown's bags.
I do love it.
And we're going to put all the info on the bottom here, but where you can find us on Instagram and Ravelry. But Jody is Mrs. Brown's Bags as well. And then, I get to hang out at the yarn shop and talk to people about choosing yarn and works and projects. Well, it's just a good scarf. Do so. Talking about no neck. Hello. Like,
just the way I'm looking, I'll go like
anyway. Fun and games. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
I have to say though, this is the weirdest thing about podcasting is seeing yourself on a screen. Yeah, that is weird. Considering you know,
then you watch, because I like to watch it back to see what
I would like to Photoshop.
We were.
It's something.
Anyway, it's fun, and what fun responses! Come on,
I know.
Everyone loves
I feel like we're with our people. Everybody gets it. We all get it. We want to talk about knitting, and we want to talk about fun, silly things, and that's just life.
Speaking of fun, silly things, so I don't know how this stuff always happens to me. So Danny on Instagram, Little Bobbins Knits, had posted she was doing the geek pattern sock, and
I've heard of that. I think I actually have that.
Well, I thought, I love a good new sock pattern. Yeah. So I thought I'm going to go to Ravelry and ravel it on their search engine. You know what came up?
What?
2 fornicating deer pattern socks. And I thought,
are you sure you typed in geek?
I did. GEEK.
Yeah.
Socks. I mean, there were several that came up, but the one that was
popped right off
in the first 8 or 10 hits.
OMG.
And I thought, clearly Danny is not knitting.
You didn't think she was going to make that?
Dear fornicating.
Maybe Danny's making that hat. You never know. Did you?
It was very, I messaged
That's
her.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, that's a hat my son actually does want me to make for him.
It's pretty funny.
And when I was doing Christmas stockings for everybody, I did ask for input. What would you like on the pattern part of the stocking? That's what he wanted me to knit into his Christmas stocking that I'm knitting one for his entire life. Humping reindeer. No. I refused.
I think you totally should.
I
You have a right and a wrong side.
The hat. Yeah, and so I told him, I'll do the hat. I'm not knitting your Christmas stocking, beautiful, lovely, all about family Christmas stocking, to hang up that every year. He still is kind of ticked off about it. He'd still really like that. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's really funny.
Yeah. Okay, we got to do a shout out to Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Auntie Jackie, Danny's Auntie Jackie, who, it's funny, I hope Danny doesn't mind I say this, but I just wanted to, it was very cute because she said Jackie was late coming to Danny's house the other day because she had to finish our podcast.
What? That's a girl with her priorities in check.
Yeah. And then,
that's really funny.
Apparently Danny's mom, and I'm sorry I don't know her name, my phone was dead and I didn't get a chance to message Danny, but she's picked up the knitting needles again, her own project, because she helps Danny a lot, not a lot, but she'll, if she's over watching Little Bobbins, she'll pick up some knitting and work on it. But
I love that. I love that they knit together.
So hi Aunt Jackie, hi Danny's mom.
We still want to come over and knit with you, so I hope that's okay. We'll have to organize that.
That's fun.
Okay, that's really fun.
Okay,
let's talk about some knitting. Because I have. Do you mind if I go first? I have an FO, and I'm really hot, so I want to take it off.
Okay.
Okay, I'm super duper excited about this FO, and maybe you guys have recognized it already. Do you see what I'm wearing? I should pull it up. Like, hello. This is the 3-color cashmere cowl, and I knit it as a knit along with the Milkshed blog and Diary of a Yarn Snob. They were doing an awesome knit along. So how fun is that? Knit it with a whole bunch of folks. So what do you think, you guys? Look at all those textures. Oh, and I love the way the colors came out.
Look at how good the color is on a blonde. I mean, more than just blonde, but it looks great on you.
So you start at this end right here, and you're knitting. And by the time I got past the lace, I don't know what came over me, but I switched it up a little bit in here. You're supposed to do a little bit different striping. This is not such a big deal. And then you're supposed to cast off in the pink. I was just loving the gray so much that I thought, no, you know what? For me, I'm doing my ribbing and casting off in the gray. So a little bit different, but I love it. And you guys, it's so cozy. 2 of my yarns did have cashmere. The gray and the teal are both, so the gray is Adam and Eve, and the teal is, Sweet Georgia Yarns CASHLUXE Fine, and they're both merino cashmere nylon blends.
Did your, you had a few people, cautioning you.
Yes.
Did your obviously you blocked it. You had no trouble.
I did. I blocked it. Well, yeah, I know. That was such a good heads up. So Steph from Milkshed Blog mentioned me, and she said, messaged me, and she said, that's been known to run. So before I started knitting, I wound off like a mini skein and washed it just like I would block anything else. And if the water turns pink, there's dye that's going to run possibly. And then I took it, a lighter cloth, and I rubbed the wet yarn through it to see if that transfer was going to come off at all the yarn, and it didn't. So that was really good. And even this really intensely dyed, I want to show you guys the tonal qualities of that. Do you like that? Oh, I just love it. It's a pretty intensely dyed yarn too, and I was worried about it. But you know what I did? If you're ever worried about that, when you do your blocking, when you soak your garment, add some vinegar. That acid is to help set dye, so it won't run out. Barb at River City Yarns told me that one. And so I definitely did that this time and had no issues. And I didn't have anything in the water. The water was just clear. So I love it. That's my FO, 3-color cashmere cowl. I'm definitely going to wear this a lot.
And the fun thing about that, when you change this up, how fun is that when you change?
Not possible to get bored knitting this, you guys. You're always different texture, different color. And I didn't snip my yarn in this section here. I was just carrying it up the side. So
how many ends you would have had?
Totally. No real major ends to weave in. And then this lace, which I'm the worst lace knitter ever. This section's really easy.
Look at it.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, I love it. It's an FO that I really love. So there you go.
Yeah,
That's
you.
it.
That did not take long.
Well, if I didn't have this KAL thing to sort of push you along, I don't think I'd be finished.
That's great. See?
And I
That's
did do a
great.
stretchier bind off. It's one where you basically do SSKs all the way around. You knit your first stitch and knit your second stitch. Can you hear that dog? I don't know what's the matter with him. No, he talks. He talks. He thinks he can talk.
Come here. Come here.
He just wants to say hi. Sorry, guys. Anyway, this bind off is where you knit the first stitch, you knit the second stitch, and then just continue to do SSKs all the way around. And it is quite stretchy, but not super flared. So I feel like I've done a regular bind off on this before and had to pick it back. I felt it was too tight. So, hi, Ozzy. Nice to see you. I don't know where you've been. Your face is filthy. I think he's been shoving his face in dirt somewhere.
Did he eat that whole bone you gave him?
I certainly hope not, because I'm counting on him to stay busy while we podcast.
Oh, he's like,
Wazzy,
just wanna say
hi.
hello.
I think he just wanted to say
Good
hi.
boy.
You're a mess.
Good boy.
Bath day.
Ozzy's
Ozzy's bath
Go lay
day.
down. Okay, so I have an FO.
Yay.
It's a little bit older. And it's crochet.
The first crochet on Grocery Girls.
So I won't. This is a great big blanket that I
So beautiful.
crocheted.
Yeah, here, give me the bulk of it. There we go.
That I crocheted for my daughter Madison.
That is so gorgeous.
And so I knew she wanted a blanket, and she had picked out the yarn, and I'll talk about the yarn. But I knew I wanted something a little bit different than just a double crochet. And so this is the long linen stitch. It's a double crochet long linen stitch, and it couldn't be easier. Don't be intimidated. You just go down into the next stitches, and it just shows off every time you color change.
So
sort of very reminiscent of the vanilla bean sock that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Because it just sort of, it's a real basic stitch. It just goes into the next sort of color change and just gives you a bit more.
It looks woven almost.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's so pretty.
So the colors in here that aren't solid they're all from Knitted Wit.
Oh.
And she has a lovely Etsy shop. And one of these colors, I can't remember which one, is called Unicorn Farts.
Oh my gosh.
So Madison had picked all these fun variegated ones, and I didn't have enough to do a big blanket. This isn't quite twin size, but it's a larger sort of throw. So then I used the solid colors, and all the cream is my favorite Rowan Pure Wool Worsted.
Yeah. And so everything's superwash then?
I've washed and dryer. And dryer.
Yeah.
And then the edge, I just did a little, a couple rows of, is that a single? Yeah, I think a single crochet, and then just little scallop bind off.
Jody, it's so cute. So you just made it up.
I made it up.
Yeah, when we talk to crocheters lots of times at the yarn store, I'll ask them, well, what pattern are you using? Well, they don't. Like, just wing it. I love that.
Yeah.
I love how you just wing it.
Crochet, I started with crochet. I never knew how to knit. So maybe 3 years ago now, I taught myself on YouTube.
You did.
And then, so I always have a love of crochet. I love it. I know Amber from the Yarn Junkie too. She started with crochet and still does it. I don't do it as much, but we've talked about our scrappy sock yarn blankets that we're starting, and I'm going to be crocheting that.
I am not.
So she's thrilled about this blanket. It was so much, it took forever.
I remember her asking, are you done my blanket yet? Are you done my blanket?
It was one of those ones that I felt like after halfway, I had to knit on.
Big. Look how big it is. It's so pretty.
It was so much fun to
Jody,
knit.
big high fives. That's a huge FO.
It is. It's a
and an awesome stash buster. So if you felt like you wanted to do this, you could just start grabbing all your worsted weight yarns and just winging it, right?
Yeah. And the nice thing about, it's not just crochet. The nice thing about this is that you can just adjust your needle size to your yarn size.
And I love that your really crazy variegateds aren't next to each other, so you can really see. It's like a little frame.
I wanted to make sure there's cream between every single section.
It highlights all the yarn colors. I love that idea. I think that cream or a neutral kind of in between like that is such a smart idea. It's beautiful.
So fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
So
big FO.
It was a big FO at the time.
Okay, I love that.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. And That's it for FOs this week?
That's it for
You just
FOs.
crocheted a blanket, that's it?
I just whipped it up. Okay, do you guys want a progressive update? My glasses.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so whoever hasn't seen our episode last week, I talked about progressives because I go like this all the time because I can't see. So I went and got my eyes. I wanted to get them rechecked before we went ahead and ordered them just to confirm the prescription. Boy, my eyeballs were tired after that.
Oh,
they
really?
put drop. They freeze your eyeball to do a pressure test. It was just a drop. But anyway, by the time I was done an hour eye exam,
Yeah.
they were ordered. And let me tell you, they're pricey.
Totally.
$650.
Wow.
Lenses only, because I had my frames.
Wow.
What if I hate them?
I was just going to say, you're the person that loses things, breaks things.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Anyway, so we'll see.
That's
they
awesome.
They will. It took. She said 10 days to 2 weeks to order, so we'll see.
Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome.
So
You're
they're
gonna
on
love
the
them.
way.
You're going to love them because then you're going to have the right thing for what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
So, what about a whip? Do you have any whips this week? Works in
I just
progress?
went. Yeah. So you go. I do.
I do. I have a work in progress, you guys. And it's kind of sad because I haven't given it much love for a little while. But I'm pulling it out of this bag. Which, should we talk about the bag? It is a Mrs. Brown's bag. This is one of the ones that were pre-Mrs. Brown's bags. It was like the very first, right?
Yeah.
Because you gave it to me for my birthday in July, which was before Mrs. Brown's bags. And I love this fabric. It's got a little woodland themed up top. And then this was supposed to be like the cross-section of trees, right?
It's
all
called Norwegian
coordinating.
forest.
I
Yeah,
love it. And then the entire thing is lined in the woodland thing, the whole thing. So I just love those colors, that limey green and teal and purple and orange. I love it. So this is a project. It's brickless. You might recognize this because it's really popular on Ravelry. It's a Martina Bem pattern. And I didn't know this until I looked it up, but it's a worsted weight yarn pattern.
Look at that.
I know. Okay, so you guys, I don't know if I said it, but merino cashmere nylon is officially my favorite yarn blend to knit with. I love it. And that's what this is. This is a color of Eden. I think it's called Serpent. So this is at River City Yarns. It's merino cashmere nylon, and it's this really cool, oh look, I even have a ball wound up.
Did you wind that yourself?
I wound it myself.
Fancy pants.
Sidebar, I started winding it in the car when my daughter was at a lesson. Yarn barf everywhere. I thought, oh, no big deal. Oh, yeah. I kind of draped it over the rearview mirror and I'm winding. It
Disaster.
was disaster. I ended up coming home with this huge, gross tangle and then had to fix it.
Look at the...
But those are the colors. So it's a deep, deep red, obviously with some kind of a
Bloody
black
color?
Oh my God, 2 weeks in a row. How do you use that? How do you use that word 2 weeks in a row?
I feel like this is appropriate.
This may be more appropriate than last week.
Tracy, the colors are so
Isn't
beautiful.
it? Okay, now how come I haven't been knitting on this?
Now that you've pulled it out and relooked,
I'm definitely going to.
And worsted goes so much faster than
I know.
sock yarn.
I love it. I love it. So it's a nice thing to switch between. It's the pattern's beautiful to knit. It's very simple. And it's really fun because you've got 3 or 4 different stitch patterns that you're working between. So you do, yeah, so I love it.
I'm dying.
I love it. You're dying?
Oh, it's so hot.
Oh my God, don't even get me started on hot, if you know what I mean.
Somebody
Don't even get me
wanted,
started.
somebody was wondering about, I think
So
she's my
Eden.
generation. And I was thinking, I'm 44. Proud to be 44.
I'm 46, people.
Yeah. So, yeah.
146 some days, but just 46
So
today.
I'm sure you guys can all understand the stripping of
Oy
clothes.
vey, can I just say?
Should we have a fan?
Oh my God, this is supposed to be a knitting podcast.
Knitting / menopause.
Knitting's, oh, don't even say that word. Don't say it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's just
That was
pressing.
a great whip. Very
Thanks.
pretty. That yarn, I actually don't think you've ever showed me that yarn.
Well, it's one of my faves. And I think I get inspired by the ball of yarn.
Yeah.
I'll often just be in the yarn shop, see a color and a yarn and grab it and think, I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, but that's the way I do.
That's funny you say that because our project we're going to talk about towards the end
Yeah.
is the exact same thing that happened. It was in my stash because it was special and it needed to be something.
Right.
So that's so fun. Okay, so
So what's your whip?
okay, so this week, guys,
Goodness.
I brought back my shawl because I've made some progress.
So do you think it's clinkant? Clinkant?
No, not this one.
Oh.
What's that?
DMS maybe?
And I've showed you before. Lisa Much had a birthday.
I know, and she gave everybody a present.
I know, and somebody on Ravelry, you did on Instagram, and then someone was so thoughtful on Ravelry and said, hey, look at this.
She gave, which pattern was it again? Slain. She gave Slain away her shawl pattern for free on her birthday, so I thought that was really cool.
I have already
it's worth every penny. I was just going to say her patterns are worth every penny you pay for them. So if you bought it or you want to buy it and you missed the birthday present, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and buy that pattern. Okay, Jody, this is
so again,
awesome.
I'm just going to quickly show you. My main color is going to be VOOLENVINE yarns.
Oh my god.
Dirty on Purpose.
Yeah.
Her Halo Alpaca, which it's my not first time with her yarn, but my first Halo Alpaca of hers. Heavenly. I don't know if you can see the slight.
Okay, so the Halo Alpaca is 60% merino, 20% superfine alpaca, and 60 merino, 20 alpaca, and 20 nylon. Okay.
Oh, it is
really
just
warm and
so
fuzzy
nice.
and strong.
And then the second color is Sweet Georgia Glitterati in the birch color, which is their creamy.
That's so pretty.
With the sparkles. You can see the sparkles. Oh, it's so fun.
My son's home. That's okay. We're going to roll with it.
We're going to roll with it because that stuff happens.
You know what? It's busy house.
Okay, so last time, you guys, I was... Oh, my God. Here. Oh,
you have a progress keeper.
Well, that's what...
OMG, that's so official.
So, I didn't get very far. I had just gotten...
Hi, bud.
3 or 4 inches. But I finished the
That's
first
huge
section. It is huge. It's really bunched. And I am starting the short rows.
Look at you.
Yeah. I did this last night. I had 2 surgeries I had to perform on this.
What do you mean?
Well, you're supposed to go back and forth in one color. And I was knitting at soccer. And I must have gone forward in one color and not back and left it there and started with the other one.
Okay.
And then, you know what? If it was one color, well, then you wouldn't have been knitting back and forth with
What
the
did
colors.
you have to do?
I had to rip out because I really wanted my these sections to be even.
Even though it seems like a pain to rip things out, I think
happier.
if you're not going to love it in the end, it's worth that time.
Yeah. So I've started on this cream section, and let me just show you.
Pick stitch. I shouldn't really ask because that's probably all the secrets in the pattern. But
what?
Or you just start doing short rows here. You just start building
short rows. So I have done
Jody, it's so
this section here. Hers is quite dark. Hers is like a black with her metallurgy color.
Right.
But this is the little section I'm working on right here.
Okay.
So I've done section A. I'm working on section B. And then this is going to be the glorious Dirty on Purpose.
I can't even. This is going to be awesome. And you really only need 2 balls of yarn for this.
No.
800 meters?
No.
You must need more.
I actually am going to run out of Dirty on Purpose. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, there's so many good ones you can add.
But you know what I thought you could do? And I'm like 50 yards difference, which is very little.
Well,
maybe stop it a little earlier and then do the border.
I feel like that's going to be a good idea.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried.
This is stunning. Oh my God, now I want to knit one.
It's so fun. So you did short rows and then now you're increasing. So I believe it's going to come to a point here, but we'll see. Yeah, so I think that's
neat. Oh,
this is so much fun to
okay, I knew I'd love that Dirty on Purpose color. And this birch, you guys.
Yeah.
I could use it so many times. That's really stunning.
Is that backwards? No.
Yeah, that's the sort of wrong. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're going to wear that all the time.
I think so. Right in time for summer.
I want to cast on all the things.
I know.
And everything.
That's the trouble with
so
following so many podcasts. Not the trouble. That's the nice thing about following all these podcasts and things. You get so much inspiration. You want to knit everything.
Now all these knit-alongs, I want to do all the knit-alongs.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's a very fun work in progress.
I love it. Love it.
One. What about you?
Well, no, that was it for whips for me this week because
me too.
I worked a lot on my 3-color cashmere cowl.
It shows.
And I almost finished my second hedgehog fiber sock. So that was in 1 week for me. I feel like I knit a lot.
Yeah, this podcast has put a bit of a fire under our
arses. Yeah. But that's really good.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm always knitting a sock anyway, so why not, right?
Yeah.
So does that bring us to sock talk?
Sock talk!
So let's do it. What are we going to talk about today?
Let's open sock talk with something that you and I talked about
Yeah.
what can we do
Yeah.
as part of the knitting community.
Yeah.
And as a lot of you know, and some may not, the creator of the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which
Patty
how
Joy.
many thousands? She actually has over 28,000 friends. So you can imagine how many people have bought her pattern.
Yeah.
She's only ever charged $1. So we know that that's way undervalued.
It's the biggest pattern I've ever bought.
Yeah, it's
That's
way
16
undervalued.
pages, tons of information, and it's a beloved pattern.
Well, you don't watch a podcast without somebody saying Fish Lips Kiss.
That's 100% true. Yeah.
So what we thought in the we could do is
because Patty's going through some breast
that's
cancer, right?
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
She's
love and
stage 3
prayers
breast
to her.
cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we would like to, Tracy and I are each going to donate 25 Fish Lips Kiss patterns.
Yes.
That's 50 patterns altogether, and we're going to open a thread this afternoon. And
yeah, just tell us, somebody, if you haven't had the chance to work with the Fish Lips Kiss Heel pattern and you've always wanted to, or you think at some point you're going to want to knit it, just put your name in the thread with a little comment, and everybody will be entered, and your chances of getting that pattern gifted to you are pretty high, because we're going to each pick 25. We'll use our random number generator again, and which is so fun.
Yeah.
But we're going to do that. And the other part of this is we would challenge you to pay it forward. So if you happen to get one of our Fish Lips Kiss Heels patterns, send it to a friend. Send it to somebody that you know loves to knit socks.
just $1.
Just $1. Just $1. And I feel like, you know, that little pay it forward can go a long way. And
we have over 700 members in our Ravelry group. Can you imagine if everybody paid it forward once, Fish Lips Kiss pattern?
And we all spend a lot of time on Ravelry. It takes 2 seconds to gift a pattern to someone.
Yeah.
And I know that $1 is pretty much everybody's price. You know, we're all able to donate that $1. So if we all get together, it could actually mean something for Patty Joy and her family. So that is that's a thread that's going to be started today.
Yes.
Okay, so that is
joy for Patty Joy.
That's right.
Let's bring joy to Patty Joy.
Joy, Patty Joy.
And I'm sure it is the toughest time in her whole entire life, her and her family. So
Yeah.
we're sending you love, Patty Joy.
Love and prayers. You bet. You bet.
Okay.
So, have you been knitting a sock, though? This might inspire you. I'm going to gift you a pattern.
I bought it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I bought the book.
Okay. You bought the book.
I'm
got it in hardcover myself.
I tease, but you're right. People have said there's so much, there's a wealth of information, but for the specific pattern,
it's a speedy heel, people.
Yeah.
It's a really, really nice heel. So
I ended with whips, so let's hear your...
Okay, so like last week I showed you my Hedgehog Fibers Siren sock, and that's, I don't want to show you again because it's the same idea, but number 2 will be an FO very soon.
That's thrilling.
I know, and maybe I'll even get a chance to wear them. Who knows, right?
Oh my God, you didn't?
Okay, yeah, I did. So what's your problem? I love knitting socks. I started knitting them on GPNs, and then I learned how to do it with 2 circulars, and then my newest thing was Magic Loop, and then I've heard about these teeny weeny baby circulars, which... and then people rave about them, you guys. They love knitting socks when they circulate. So I have my Arne and Carlos, I think it's called Winter.
That's a great pattern.
Winter
you
Night.
showed us this.
I did. I showed you guys this as a hope, because it's still just that. It's a hope. But half object. It makes Katie from Inside Number 23 giggle to say the word hoe. Every time she says
your
hoe,
mind
she
out of the
giggles.
gutter, Katie.
Totally. It doesn't make me giggle.
Well, it
does. Anyway, so then people have really been kind of chatting up these mini circulars, which are great for like baby, like I guess you could do like a teeny weeny baby hat or a sleeve. You could do a sleeve on a child's sweater or something like that. But people are using them for sock knitting. And you guys, I just can't do it.
What?
I feel very slow and awkward, and so I tried it for a long time, and I almost feel like my fingers were like cramping up or something.
Because you really only have the little bit to hold on. Like, I tried it.
I should just pull it right out of here so I can show you guys, but the entire needle part, that's the needle. Can you see that?
They're made for gnomes.
I don't know who they're made for, but a lot of people love them. This one's by ADDI. It's a sock rocket, they say, but I don't know, you guys. I don't think this is for me. I think I'm going to go right back to my magic looping.
Did you do this whole sock that way?
Are you kidding me? I've done about 3 or 4 rounds, and it was painful. It was painful. And I just felt like I was like this the whole time. And I think I must be holding it wrong or something. I'd love to see video of the people that can really whip around like this. I just feel like I'm doing it wrong.
I don't know that there's a right and a wrong way with that, because there's only one way to knit with that, don't you think?
I guess.
It's just small and awkward.
For me, super awkward.
Yeah.
And so this thing will take, I will never get a pair. If I leave this on this needle, it will never go any further. So I'm going to transfer my stitches to my good old magic loop, and then maybe I can wear these fairly soon. Although I just keep wanting to cast on more. I don't want to finish. I have so many half objects, and yet all I want to do is cast on more.
Would it be bad to say,
what?
That you wish you only had one foot?
Oh, yes, that would be bad. Okay, how about this? How about this idea? You split a ball of yarn and give your friend half, and you get half, and you each knit one sock.
And then trade?
Well, to the same size, obviously. Like, you guys, but yeah, and then it's no second sock syndrome. Because you're
but then nobody gets a pair. One person gets the
then
pair.
you give them back to each other. Like I'd split this ball. You knit one in my size. I knit one on my side. That's my pair. And then we split a different ball and we knit it to your size, but we only have to knit one each. Is that totally stupid? Okay, whatever. That was my brainwave of the day, people. Edit.
Thank you for your input.
Whatever. So 2 thumbs down on the 8-inch. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, 2 thumbs down. Not even a little bit okay. I don't like it at all.
Okay, so then I have to say I've got a bit of a review on my carbons.
And it's needle talk on Sock Talk today.
And I feel like, okay, so I've only ever, I learned on DPNs, but very, very quickly switched to 2 circulars. Okay, so that's how I do my socks. I would magic loop probably if I had, because I know how to do it if I had the longer needles. So let me first talk about this sock.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh my gosh. VOOLENVINE yarns.
Yeah.
Treat to knit with.
That's for sure.
In her Stellar Banshee blitzed base.
Gold Stellina. Sparkles, beautiful.
So I got a little, I had a little progress. I don't know if any of you are going to remember, but I had a magenta heel in it.
Did you pull that whole thing back?
I did.
Yay!
Because I hadn't gotten very far, and when I first saw this yarn, it's showing up black almost, you guys.
Yeah, better. It's super dark purple.
It's like ultraviolet, purpley dark.
That's what it's called.
And it's
Ultraviolet's the name.
In Sweet Georgia.
Tough Love Sock. Yeah.
So Tracy had a mini, and I said how much I loved it, and then she came over and gave it to me.
I didn't even know what I was going to do with it, and of course, look how perfect it is in that.
I like your 3-color cashmere cowl.
Here, you can have it.
So I've made some progress, but what I wanted to talk about are carbons, because Tracy gifted me carbons, and I've knitted this whole, am I saying it right or sound like a doofus? Carbons?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why you're saying, like,
why
are they not just, but why are they not just carbons?
Because other people call them carbons.
Well, I feel like, for me personally, I think I would say carbons.
Okay, carbons.
I don't think there's a wrong way to say it.
So these are 2.5 millimeter carbon needles from Knit Picks, and it's
Knitter's Pride. Maybe is that where they're from?
Wherever you got them, wherever you got them from.
Where'd you
get them? Okay, Knitter's Pride.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
They've got 2 joins. The joins is not an issue. It's fairly seamless. My yarn isn't getting caught on it. But let me tell you guys, this part is not very fast.
It's sticky.
It's sticky.
I think they're a really good needle.
Maybe for
other yarn types, like, you know, when you work with mohair and you don't want it to be too slick,
or maybe a beginner-ish.
Maybe if you're having issues with. But I know what you mean. Once you're used to. So, what's your favorite needle? Because let me ask that. From Richmond Hill, Ontario, asked a question in our thread, in our Ask the Grocery Girls thread.
Yeah.
And she said, "What are your favorite needles for interchangeable, and what sock size do you like to use?" And so, this kind of is a good segue to that. So, what are your favorite needles then?
Hands down, ADDI sock rockets for socks.
I agree.
You could probably get 2 of these for the price of 1.
Yes.
But let me tell you, the value. Oh, see my needles. I sat on it.
Say, why is your needle there?
I still use it. The value you get and the amazing needles you get for the price you pay. I mean, it's not, what, $20, $22, somewhere in there.
So they're nickel plated, which is a very slick finish on your needle.
Seamless.
and no joins.
Yeah.
Right. So
Just here. And it is seamless, you guys.
Yeah. So if you like a slick, faster needle, ADDI's the way to go. And that's actually our interchangeable sets too. We have ADDI needles. So we both love ADDI rockets, or ADDI needles for our favorites. And specifically the rockets are our favorite. And you knit your socks on 2.5 millimeter.
Always 2.5.
And I have been knitting on 2.5 millimeter. And last week we talked about how the sock I knit on a 2.25 millimeter fits me better. So I'm officially switching for myself. When I knit myself socks, 2.25 millimeter, I'll stick on 2.5 to everybody else because I feel like that's working.
Well, and I've just realized my foot's not as big and fat as I thought it was.
Yeah, because I was knitting a baggy sock, you guys.
I was knitting 72 stitches.
I wish you told me that.
Crazy.
I would have known that wasn't right.
So I've gone down, and then I went down to a 68.
You use less yarn too. You're more like
and now I've gone down to a 64.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize how knitted socks were supposed to fit.
Socks are supposed to, and I mean, lots of people know this, but I think I'll just say it anyway. Socks are supposed to have negative ease, which means
I was knitting to
if your foot is 8.5 inches around, you only want your knitted sock to be 8 inches. You want it to stretch out and hug your foot.
Good tip.
You don't ever want your sock to be, if you're knitting your sock and it's kind of baggy, sorry people, rip it out. You're knitting, it's too big. And if you knit toe up, you can kind of fit it to the right number of stitches on your foot. But negative ease is the term they use, and it just means you want it to be stretched out on your foot.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to knit the cuff if you need a little bit more ankle, lower leg room in a few more stitches, and then just decrease a little more for your foot.
Totally. That's a brainwave.
There is so much time put into our knitted socks that it's taken me a while to figure out my formula. But if you can, figure out your own formula, because there's so much time put into these, it's going to make your life so much easier.
There's some amazing sock recipes out there, like Susan B. Anderson's How I Knit My Socks, and Stephanie PEARL-MCPHEE has a sock recipe out there as well. So those
Nina from the Knitting Expact has a 2 at a time.
Yeah, that's
recipe.
Really good.
Very nice.
Really good. So there's lots of really great basic patterns, but that's always just a starting jump off point. Maybe your tension's different and you need a different needle size or a different number of stitches. So yeah, it's not written in stone, basically. So I love what you did with that sock. I love that you changed the color.
Well, when I saw,
don't you think you're gonna love them so much more now?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put this in the toe too.
Of course.
Oh, it looks. Oh, I'm just loving it.
Of course.
Yeah. Do you have any sock whips?
Oh, yeah. But nothing else that I'm going to show you today, I don't think. So I will have a FO next week. And you know what, people? Wow. I have a lot of sock whips, and yet I'm still... Oh, I have one more thing. I do have one more thing for Sock Talk. Okay. This is Sock Talk and Retail Therapy, but it's Sock Talk, so we just say Sock Talk. Look what I have, you guys. Oh, my goodness. This is a sock sack in the LUTZ collection by Mrs. Brown's Bags. I love it so much.
That was such can you see
that the color's turning out really nice, right? Mm-hmm. I love the cables. This blue canvas, I love it. What?
You know what Tracy did? She went on my Etsy store and ordered it.
Of course I did.
That's insane.
You guys, I can't let her give me all the bags because I want every single one. I want every single one. Don't even. You're a business.
So then honestly. I had to refund her shipping because I'm not going to charge her $10
okay,
to go
I will take the refund on shipping because we live around the corner from each other. But then I saw this bag and I thought, I have a yarn that's perfect. Matchy. And I'm not usually like that, but you guys, this is perfect. Perfect. Stash, out of the stash. This is Vivid yarn. Oh my goodness, you guys. She's in Calgary. So she's a hand dyer from Alberta here. Look at the speckles.
We're going to be talking a lot about Vivid.
I'm crazy about Vivid yarn.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy. This is her Ocean colorway, and it's a superwash merino nylon 80/20 base. I've knitted socks in Vivid. I have a pair, and I
have several.
Love them. She's got amazing colors. She's just Julia from Vivid. She's the brains behind Vivid. So they're gorgeous. So next week, we're going to have another sock whip.
Isn't it so much fun to start a new sock?
Oh, totally. Okay, and we were talking last week about how I'm going to try and combat second sock syndrome by doing 2 concurrent socks, different needles. This is that pair.
Concurrent is the word of the day.
Bam.
I'm
going to split this ball and knit 2 at the same time.
I think that's a great idea. And I feel like you should go completely outside the box for your cuff and heel and toe.
Okay, that's a really good
Yeah,
idea.
like completely out of the box.
Well, come on. There are how many heels? There's how many toes? There's all kinds of things. That's the great thing about knitting socks.
No, but like a fun color.
Oh, a fun color.
Out of the
Oh, I
box
thought you
color.
meant try a different technique.
No.
Okay. I have a lot of solid colored sock yarn.
Yeah, how fun would that
I have
be?
tons. And so I have yellow.
I can see it when the light bulb
sparkle.
goes off.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, how pretty would that be?
Okay, this glitterati that you're knitting with, I have glitterati in a lemon yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me those wouldn't be one of the happiest pairs of socks you've ever seen.
It's like sunshine and blue sky. That'll be the name of your socks.
Oh, done. Close the book. Finished. Done. Written in stone.
Oh my god, how fun.
Oh, that was a good one.
Okay, so
love it.
quickly for sock talk, I made a little bit of progress. I talked about it last week. This is the Cozy Knitter, another one of our lovely Canadian dyers.
So pretty.
And this is called Celebrate. You got to pick your mini, but I showed this the first. Did I show it the first two? At least the last one.
Just last
So
one.
I made some progress. You guys have been doing a lot of sewing this week, so not a ton of downtime, except for maybe a little bit in the evening.
Stay tuned for Mrs. Brown's Bags news, you guys. It's a biggie. It is a biggie. And a very, like, we're going to have to insert a cheer or, like, something because it's pretty exciting. That's how I feel.
So that's it for sock talk.
That is. So maybe we could insert a little Q&A here. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Because Tracy from Melbourne, Florida, who happens to spell her name just like me.
I've never seen that.
I know.
Tracy
I remember
with an IE.
We used to go, you know, those big racks of pens and mugs, and everybody had their name on them. Well, they were always TRACY.
Thanks, Mom.
Boo hoo, cry me, whatever.
Mine too. I'm with an I.
So Tracy's in the same boat as I am. Hi, Tracy. She's in Melbourne, Florida. She's hungry for yarn on Ravelry. That's her Ravelry name. And she wanted to know what's our first full project that she said was not a scarf. But let me tell you, a scarf is a huge project.
Yeah.
Knitting something 7 feet long, I think there's no such thing as not a scarf, first of all. So I love it. But and she also wants to know, do we knit in public? Which is a good question.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere. A sock in my purse all the time. Yeah. I knit absolutely everywhere. I've tried the whole knitting at the movies thing, and I always come out with drop stitches.
My socks would look like a pattern when I came out.
Seriously, I come out with drop stitches every time, and it's...
I'm not a great not watching knitter.
Well, even just vanilla. They were vanilla socks, and I can kind of knit just that sometimes. Anyway, bummer. So do I knit in public? Everywhere I can.
I feel like some people might think that they're embarrassed to do that when she asked that question. Do you think?
I think so. I think so. And
I knit everywhere.
When I started knitting, I didn't know anybody else that knit that was my age, right? And so that was mid-30s or whatever. And I got a lot of feedback that was like old lady, and people kind of snickered, oh, you knit or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore, I don't think. So do I knit in public? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Never have a project.
Proudly. And people are always interested. They always want to know what you're knitting.
Yeah.
So what your first full-on project, she said, what did you say?
I used to knit, and I haven't done it in a while. You know those fun crochet ear flap hats with the braids?
Yes.
I can't tell you how many I've knit. I've knit the mini. I should actually bring a few.
I was just going to say,
show.
I
said I was going to bring them.
Yeah.
Because this is the first thing that came to mind. And they were fun. They always had a coordinating, finished color around the edge. Yeah. Minions.
And you used to be able to do like one an evening.
Oh, those are done in
That's
2.5.
crazy.
Oh, those are done in
That's
2.5,
crazy.
2 hours. Yeah.
Okay, those are awesome. So for me, I want to say, what I did, I took classes. Every class that I could possibly take that I was at that level, I would take classes.
Me too.
So those were a lot of my projects. But one of the first things I can remember was a color work mitten, just 2 colors. I bought this book, Cascade 220. It was called Quick Knits or something. And everything in the book was written for their worsted weight Cascade 220 yarn. And so I bought a rainbow of Cascade 220, tons and tons of colors. And I knit these mittens. They sort of look like daisies. Of course, they were gray. What other color would I choose? And then I choose sort of a leafy...
Another shade of gray?
Green. Leafy green. And they were a gift from my girlfriend, John.
I don't know that I ever saw them.
I'm going to insert a picture here because I'm figuring out how to do that.
Okay.
It is on my Ravelry page way down at the bottom. But I loved knitting them, and I learned there's a corrugated ribbing at the bottom, and that's not hard. It's just you're knitting with one color, purling with the next, and it looks really pretty. So, and I always thought, I'm going to make another pair of these, and I totally am. They would look really pretty with a solid, and then all the little daisies in like a variegated, where they're kind of all changing.
Nice.
They're actually one of the cover things on the cover of the book, because don't we always want to knit the thing on the cover of the book? Yeah. So that was one of my first projects. So awesome question, Tracy in Florida. I love you. Guys, love the questions.
I think that's great. And I'm actually really bad at responding in Ravelry. I notice you're so good.
Well, I love going
I read
there.
it all.
You guys, we read absolutely. We're in there every day reading everything, for sure.
You know what I did get this week, which I think is going to make it easier? A keyboard for my iPad.
Yeah, I'm not having fun with my iPad and this. So
yeah.
I'm getting a laptop right away, and that's going to make things a lot easier. But I love going in. I love the Hello Friend thread. Okay, I think this is right. Becky from Japan. Hello, I know. So,
hi, Becky.
How about all our local peeps from River City Yarns? They're popping up.
Is that Chinese? Oh my gosh, I'm so.
So if she's ever in China, she knows how to say hi. But yeah, so all our peeps from River City Yarns are popping up, and people we've, you know, that we hang out with at Knit Night and stuff. But amazing, all over the world. So we're in there every day, right?
Yes.
So if you have any questions that you guys want us to answer,
I won't answer.
You will. So
I'm just kidding. I did.
You are good in there. You're better than you say. But you're right. Like when you have, you know, everybody's busy. So I do get in there and read it every single day.
Excuse me. On that note, I did read last night that a lovely poster had said, "I love your sock talk." She said, "Have you ever thought about maybe just doing a sock talk thread?" Done. There's a sock
moderator.
Talk. There's a sock talk thread. And I just sort of said, you know, we're
that is such a good
sock
idea.
Obsessed. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I didn't write your name down, but thank you for the suggestion. And yeah, we love sock talk too.
So post some really cool yarns or socks that you're working on, or just any questions.
That's what I said. Yeah. Pattern ideas, whips,
Totally.
show us anything sock related, post.
You know what I think are awesome too? We're also in love with that self-striping yarn. Good pattern ideas that are different. Like you're doing the vanilla latte ones.
So fun.
So cute. Simple, fun, and it really just shines with the self-striping yarn.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun thread.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have lots of things to do today. We have some big things to talk about.
Can we do the fangirling?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We're such dorks.
You do that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead. It's not dorky.
Can you put that back up there? That was a great little... Show everybody what you've got. You're so organized, I swear. I didn't write a thing down for today.
I know, people. I'm going to help her. Okay, so you know these clear little like things that you can see at the office supply thing? And they've got... You can slip paper on the inside, and they're sort of like a display sign. Well, I just use my little clips like this, and this is actually a pattern. I use this for patterns. So I will clip my cat pattern to this, and it'll be sitting next to me on the table.
That's a great notion. Knitting tool.
I love it. It works great, because then it's not laying flat, and I can see it, especially if it's a chart, it's a lot easier to read. So there you go. Go to Staples, knock yourself out, I don't know, $5, something like that. So very handy. So there you go.
So all our show notes are written up there.
The show notes. And actually, we should talk about that a little, very briefly. People have asked if we're going to do actual show notes. You know, we spend a lot of time putting the info on the bottom of the screen. I feel like we probably will not be doing a typed up show note at this point. Right now, the way we're doing it is this way. So we're going to try and leave that info on a good length of time. But watch us with a pad and paper, because anything that you're interested in, that's what I do. I watch all my podcasts with a small notepad beside me as I'm knitting, and if it's something, mention a podcast or something, then I just jot it down. So that's the way we're going to do it.
Nurse Cody, I hope
Cody Knits.
Cody Knits.
Yeah.
He posted a little tip for us about copying your YouTube link and then coming over to Ravelry and posting it there. So you just, one touch of a button gets you to our YouTube. But what I'm going to do after each show is once I upload it, I will copy that and start an episode 4 thread.
Cool.
So then it could be some chatter. That would be a great place to ask us questions.
And we are literally in the Ravelry groups. I am anyway, for sure. Anytime I get a few minutes, especially in the evening or whatever, I go in there and chat. Yeah. So I'm trying to answer questions as we go. And always Instagram too. You can message us on Instagram. But I hope that works for you guys. I hope the info at the bottom of the screen is helpful.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said we were going to do fangirling, but let's do our... because that's nitty related.
Seriously, just get it together.
I'm
so excited about
We'll break up our chatting with nitty stuff. Okay,
this is for everybody. This is so exciting. You go ahead. Tell us what's going on.
No, you thought of it. You do it.
Well, well, this is very exciting. So
this was your brainchild.
Well, it was a suggestion, and then we had lots of people wanting to do a knit-along. And there was actually somebody in the thread that guessed it. She's like, are we doing this project for a knit-along? And we are. This is the project we're doing for our first knit-along.
I was so excited about this
pattern, 3-color cashmere shawl by Joji Locatelli, is only 2 weeks old. So we thought, what better time than to hop on the bandwagon and get this thing
Because then nobody would say, oh, I knit that. I don't want to knit it again.
So we're hoping that lots of you guys have not knit this and that you always kind of, because you've always loved the cowl, so maybe let's just do a shawl. It's very fun to knit. The cowl was really, really fun. And I'm so thrilled to cast off my cowl, and now I'm going to cast on the shawl. So it's all about picking your 3 favorite squishy colors. So pick something that you love the feel of it too, because you're going to wrap this thing around you and it's going to be soft and cozy.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, I've got merino cashmere on my brain again because I love it so much. So that's it.
Whips allowed.
Yes.
As long as you're not like 75% done.
I say so. I say if you're just cast this thing on or you're less than halfway, we're going to allow that whip in our knit along. And of course, it's going to be prizes. Hello. We love to give things away at Grocery Girls. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start a thread, and I want you guys to tell me your favorite 3-color combination. You know, maybe give us some ideas of yarns we could be looking at for colors. And if you go and make a comment in that thread, you'll be automatically entered. We're going to be gifting a pattern each.
So 2 lucky winners for that thread.
So before our next podcast, we're going to do random number generator. We'll do it twice. Jody will be gifting a pattern. I will be gifting a pattern. And I hope that's you guys. And I hope you guys are interested. And I hope you want to join us because I think it would be really fun.
So cast on date.
Yeah. So next week is March 2nd, I believe, on the Wednesday, which is typically when we do our podcast. As soon as so March 2nd, we're going to cast on March 2nd and May 2nd. We're going to go from March 2nd to May 2nd,
nice.
2 months. I don't want you to be, knitting your brains out and not feeling good and having fun doing it. So give yourself a couple of months because if you're like me, you've got more than one thing on the go, right?
And I think we'll do 2 threads. We're going to do a No Chatter FO thread, which we'll be drawing the grand prize from.
Yeah.
But there will also be a prize for just the knit along.
Right,
the FO. The FO. Lots of chatter, any questions, progress, pictures.
And because we love to give things away, I think we're going to be pulling a thread from the chatter prize from the chatter thread too, for sure.
Yeah, one in both.
For sure. So do your best to finish because then it's really fun and you've completed your project and you'll for sure be getting prizes happening out of that thread. But come on, life happens, right? Of course we're going to send a... So yeah, chat and post your yarn combos and so get in that thread where it's I want to join the Joji 3-color cashmere cowl.
And speaking of Joji, you can double dip. Legacy Knits till I believe it's April 1st has a Joji along.
Is it back till then?
She's got a ton of patterns, so if you're interested, that can be double dip to enter into there.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of them, we watched Sue, who's Knit 24, on Periscope this week. She does it every day.
Periscope is so
it's her new addiction.
Oh, we're going to be doing Periscope. Not every day, but I feel like intermittently we're going to have to just try it because it's so fun.
I think we talked about doing it from the coffee little shop area at our work.
Well, it's so fun because you get to interact in real time with people. There's people watching you and they make comments and you get to speak back to them. And it's really fun doing the podcast and hearing your comments later. But let me tell you, the fact that you can ask a question in real time. Sue's like, hi, Tracy. Are you kidding me? Hi, Sue.
Isn't she the sweetest?
Oh, so fun. So this morning I'm brushing my teeth and getting all ready and I've got my phone propped up and I'm watching Sue's Periscope. And typing. I'm going to end up being late driving my daughter to school.
Just a minute, Georgia. Mommy's still got her Periscope on.
Mommy's Periscoping.
Yeah, so that was very fun. So we're very excited about this KAL announcement, our very first KAL.
First KAL, you guys.
And the prizes will be announced. There's a Mrs. Brown's bag for each of the thread.
A Mrs. Brown's bag.
For each one, and then we'll add some goodies to
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about prizes because then I just feel like we have the flexibility to just add things.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be worth your time.
I have to say, you guys, we're going to have yarn for sure. We'll have some goodies.
Yeah.
And that's always fun.
Why don't you show, I'm not completely set on my color, but when Tracy mentioned the other day, you know, you collect yarn and you know that there's these special ones in there that have been in your stash, maybe for a long time, but you know that it was meant to be something.
Yeah.
Well, this
is
Hue
so
Loco
pretty.
in her glitter base, her glitz base, it's called Stardust. It's 75/25 and it's a superwash and it's in her Stardust base.
That is
But
so
this
beautiful.
is going to be my large
color C.
Color C.
Yeah.
This green is going to be, where is it? Right there.
Yeah. So that'll be all speckled and sparkly.
Yeah. Tracy has, I'm going to go with a denim-y blue for one of the colors,
So
and then I'm not
pretty.
sure. So this, Nicole, thank you for your gorgeous talent, because this will be
so pretty.
Part of my
Okay, I
favorite.
feel like a caramely, like see all this caramel in
Well, you
here?
mentioned a real taupey. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that caramely color would be a great one for your other color. Like if you're doing the blue and the caramel and then this.
Isn't it so? Usually my first instinct was, oh, I'm going to do gray and cream and then something else. But that one's gray and cream.
As much as you love your favorite colors, you want to have other things to wear.
But I thought in the summer with denim and a white tee.
Well, like I said, I want some things with cashmere. I would love a little bit of cashmere. Merino cashmere is my favorite. So I looked in my stash, and I was lucky enough. I did have these already, and I really was thinking about using them. So these guys are more Sweet Georgia.
You're a big fan.
Oh
I am too,
you guys. I love Sweet Georgia.
Because it's at our local yarn store right there.
It totally is. And I guess that, you know, I love it, but her colors are amazing. This is the CASHLUXE Fine Merino Cashmere Nylon, which I love. And the colors are showing up pretty good, hey?
Yeah.
That brown's maybe a little bit lighter than it's showing up. Bison is the colorway, and Birch. And then I thought, what about that color? This is another Sweet Georgia. It's her Tough Love sock, and it's called Beach House. And I thought, well, that's it, done. The ocean, the sand, you know, I feel like that's gonna be my. But I haven't wound it yet. I'm not married to it. Who knows what's gonna happen? But I feel like this is very tonal. Like I'm gonna have more than one color happening.
Oh, that's gonna make the nicest.
Don't you think that's pretty?
Yes.
And I think this is a really classic color combination.
Okay, so tell us where you're putting that.
So the blue is where he's got the green here. So the striped section is gonna be this, here. And then I'm gonna add this as my big color band. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, Tracy,
I'm really excited.
You're so good. Oh
I laid out so much yarn on my table, and my husband was right there, and
why would you do that?
I don't know.
That's when you sneak out of bed at 1:30 in the morning. He's so good. Jeff Miller, does he get mad at anything?
Well, not yarn purchases for sure.
He's
which is like, hello.
So sweet. Okay.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Yeah. So he actually picked a ball of yarn when we were in Calgary. I'm going to knit him socks.
Okay, no, but you got to tell him the whole story.
What? Okay.
Okay.
So he insisted that we stop at Stash. Brownie points for that.
You've never been?
Awesome. Never been. And it was really easy for us to pop in. And it's funny how knitting kind of seeps into your whole life. As soon as you think you're going on a trip, the first thing I do is Google yarn stores because I got to go look, right? It's just your thing. Just like if you're a golfer, you want to go golf there. Well, I'm a knitter, so I want to go to a yarn store. So we went, and it was lovely. And I bought a few balls of Sweet Georgia yarn.
I'll show us.
It's a variegated, which is really pretty. And then we sort of went off and we had lunch and we were looking at other things. We were looking at a grocery store, which was really fun. And he said, so if you ever see a ball of that yarn that's like that kind of khaki green and cream, he goes, I'd really like a pair of socks like that. And I was like, oh, that's not how you buy yarn.
No, you grab and go.
When you see it, you get it. And who knows when you knit it, but you have to get it now.
Yeah.
So within about, an hour, I visited Stash twice.
Okay, what a rookie.
He's a rookie. He should have said
But
something.
now he knows.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. So that's how that
was
worked.
Really cute.
It was adorable. And so he's thrilled. So we have, and it's a Cascade Heritage print yarn, 450 meters.
Oh, that's a really
So for a guy with big feet, that's a good size ball of yarn. So, but I'll be adding contrast heels and toes just for fun anyway. So he's excited about knit socks. I love that. I love having people to knit socks for, right? So that is our KAL, you guys. Please join us. I think it'll be really, really fun.
I can't wait to see your color combinations because I'm not set on what I'm putting with this. So like maybe I'll get inspired by something that you guys
right.
look.
So enter that thread because we want to gift you the pattern, and that's very happening right away. So the next time we podcast, we'll have the names of 2 people and probably have already sent you your patterns.
You know what? And if you can't wait, cast on today.
Oh, totally.
Whenever you watch this,
if you have the pattern and you've been dying to knit it,
go for it.
Cake it up and cast on.
Like we said, whips are allowed.
Yes.
Because now that I see all this,
it's very exciting.
I'm going to work my hardest on that shawl. I would like it finished. I would not like 3 shawls on the go.
Why not?
Well,
so what?
Whatevs.
So what?
Okay, so fangirl. We're such dorks. And if you ever meet us,
huge.
I mean, this is us. This is just, we are a little bit dorky in our whole life. But,
yeah.
Okay, so you go first.
Okay, so I'm very, very excited. I just didn't know there were so many Alberta podcasters, and I'm sure there's way more.
Yeah, she's sort of our neighbor.
Well, I feel like these girls are like our peeps, really close. Like if we ever wanted to, we could meet somewhere one day.
Meet in Calgary for the day.
Well, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
So I've watched Lara from the Fawn Knits podcast for a long, long time. And then within the last couple of months, Jenny from Lone Larch.
The crazy cut hair lady.
Come on,
how fun is she?
Like you guys, it's so much fun to watch these ladies. And then just this week, Pin Feathers and Pearls, Candace in Calgary. Could you be any cuter?
Are her glasses not the coolest color?
Could you be any sweeter? Yeah. So those 3, I'm going to put all the names up here, you guys. You have, add them to your queue. You're not going to be sorry. They're so fun. And I know, so these are all our Alberta girls, but they're Canadian. They're sisters. It's the Twitch and Stitch podcast with Scylla and Marsha. Totally. Love. They're in BC. So they're our neighbors.
Yes, they're very active on Instagram.
Oh, and Marsha was, Marsha and Mina are the 2 that did the crazy January Sockathon. 35 pairs each.
Yeah.
I'm imagining her fingers bandaged still.
Okay, did you happen to go back? I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes where she talked. Where she was
have to do that.
She was still in it, and she was talking about her day. Like, I get up in the morning, and this is what I'll do.
I'm
going to
look that up.
And then by midnight, if I need to be at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
I imagine that they did very little eating, that they did not sleep very much. I don't know how you could do a pair of socks a day and live your life. So,
and they weren't shorties, you guys.
Oh, no.
They were longer than mine.
Real socks.
Yeah.
So those are our, that's my fangirling. That's my Canadian, BC, Alberta fangirling today.
Okay, I have a little bit of fangirling.
Okay.
Okay, so Lisa, as a lot of you may know or have heard of her, she is Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and she has got, is it an Etsy shop? Or is it a, anyway, if you Google Fiber Nymph, which I have some of her yarn, by the way.
Of course you
do. Her latest podcast this week, she was talking about us.
Oh,
and she was talking.
So sweet.
She had this, because it's like, oh my God, I've been watching you for months and months and months.
That is, it's such a
She puts out almost a weekly podcast. A few times, like this last one was 10 days from the one before, but
yeah.
And she does little shop updates at the end, what she's putting in. She's one that, I don't know if she's sort of, but she does a lot of those opposite, dark to light, light to dark.
Gradient?
No, there's another, infusible, no. Starts with an I.
Oh.
Inversibles. That's it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like one, like we were talking about, one sock will go from dark purple.
Oh,
and
okay.
Like
in one yarn, or she's switching
one
yarns?
yarn.
So
and
that is like a gradient.
And then the other, but it's not like a gradient.
I see what you mean. Then
and
she
the other one will be
with
opposite.
the light. Okay, I love that.
So she has lots of those. But her podcast this week, she said she could sort of relate to us because, yes, Lisa, I think we are the same. She wondered if we were this sort of the same generation, right? You sort of, can relate to things that we talk about and stuff.
Sure.
So I just wanted to say, thank you, Lisa.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun to connect with people through podcasts and knitting.
So that was really fun. That was my fan.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So go check out all those podcasts, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to do retail therapy?
I do. I don't want to miss this because I have.
Jody, take it away because I see a mega pile here.
Okay, so I'll start with this one because
just keep on going.
Tracy, do you not have any?
I do, but I don't have a pile like you.
Tracy, she said, be ready, because when I'm in Calgary, I'm going to be texting you pictures. And it was so funny. It was like, I like that one. No, I like that one. It was like...
It was not funny, actually, because I'm at the till.
She gave me 3 options.
I want this one. No, I don't want this one.
She gave me 3 options, and it was like, then she ended up buying all 3.
Well,
and
she said,
you
well, I like
can
this
pick.
one, and I like that one. I was like, oh, just forget it. I mean, they're so beautiful. How can you go wrong? I just took one of each.
So I'm not familiar with this variegated...
Petal. Was that it? What's it called?
Petal.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's again Sweet Georgia Yarns, and it's her Tough Love sock, which is an 80/20. But look at the colors, you guys.
Okay, it's so springy. That's showing the perfect colors,
isn't it?
Kind of a sagey green that
It
goes
really
to a
is.
really bright leafy green.
Look
Really
at that.
springy.
How
And that
fun
pink,
is that going to be?
That's like a bluey pink, hey? Like it's leaning towards... I love it.
Well,
it's
look how dark this
so
is, and then
pretty.
it goes light, and then there's splashes of...
Okay, I have a
even
really
lighter.
good Sweet Georgia green that I could give you some for toes and heels.
Oh, fun. No,
If
I
you
think I'm
want.
going to do a crazy toe. I'm starting to do crazy,
Like,
unexpected colors.
not even.
Not even appearing in here.
Blue would be pretty in that.
Yeah. So that was a gift to Tracy. I got to pick it this morning out of the 3.
You
which
know
I
what?
love.
Giving yarn, come on.
I
Buying
love-
yarn's really fun. Giving yarn,
Yeah.
and seeing somebody's eyes get all excited about yarn too, that's really fun.
Okay, so I wanted to bring a few. Okay, so this one and this one I got this week. This is by, I'm sorry if you get bored, but Vivid and Julia will come up a lot. And
There's no board.
Yeah.
If you're American, you're getting a great, with your dollar exchange and stuff. And if you're Canadian, why not?
Vivid Yarn Studio.
Why not? Their colors are unbelievable.
Yeah. So this one, it's a worsted weight, and it's called
cool.
Pink Panda. It's 100% superwash.
I love the black in that.
Look at
It's sort of
that.
tonal.
Black.
Well, it is. It looks like cotton candy.
Yeah, a little bit of mint green, a little bit of sky blue.
It's gorgeous.
I just thought that was fun. I would knit a hat out of that.
I was just going to ask you what you would make with that.
And then this one, I've eyed this several times. This is called Retro Daisy, and of course, if it's available, it is in glitter that I purchase it.
Oh my gosh, sparkle. Okay, that brownie purple is so pretty.
Look at this it goes into like a mauvey.
And where the pink hits the purple, there's that lavendery. Oh, it's so pretty.
Chartreusey, sort of.
Okay, so I can see myself buying one of them.
Yeah, I've looked at it for a long time. You know what she's also very good about? Is if you message her, if you see a color on Instagram, or chances are she will do it for you.
Wow.
You just message her through, I messaged her through Etsy,
and boy, does it ever come fast. When you order Vivid Yarn and it's in stock, it's...
Well, I could probably drive to go get it. She mails very quick.
Her shipping's really fast.
Everything's ready to, everything that I've noticed is ready to ship. And she's got fiber, you guys, in these colorways. She dyes...
So the spinners.
So you spinners, she's got fiber.
Yeah.
So how
That's
fun is
beautiful.
That? And then what I thought I would do is I have a few in stash. So I thought I would bring a few more in stash.
Speckles.
This is called Sleigh Bell. And this was one of her winter-inspired...
Yeah, this came out
But sort of
at
like
Christmas.
unexpected winter, you guys.
I love it. Gray,
Speckles
navy.
City. This is a very light blue. It's not showing up, but the light blue has some navy sparkle or speckles, and then there's this is like a cranberry.
It's so pretty.
And some natural showing through and some gray. So that's Sleigh Bell. This is another one. Which one did you get me for Christmas?
This one.
Peppermint bark.
I've got socks knitting up in that. It's so
Do you remember,
lovely.
you guys? Tracy had showed this. I said it reminded me of teacup, but like with so much more of this color.
Yeah. It's a lot more color.
A real chocolatey...
okay, maybe I should work on those socks. Because that's
chocolatey
really
brown,
pretty.
and again, this cranberry color with tons and tons of cream. So this variegated turns out
It's just
so
beautiful.
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
This is called Cast a Spell, and this was the October Yarn Club. And why I haven't knit this yet...
I can't imagine, because when you showed me that, I was like, I love and want that.
You guys.
That's a rainbow. A speckled, sparkly rainbow.
Look, turn it this way because there's all the hot pink. But can you...
That's probably my favorite Halloween colorway that I've seen.
Can you even? Some orange. But the speckles, you guys.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Turn it over so they can see the orange.
You're
right?
bossy.
I'm totally bossy.
Okay.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, did that one show up really well?
Very nice.
Yeah, so you guys, I'm telling you, vivid yarn.
Okay.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs way
so yeah,
up.
so 2 of those were retail, but I just wanted to show because she's so gifted.
Yeah. So you thought, well, I love the ones that I just got, and I'm going to show everybody my whole Vivid stash.
That's not.
Thank God your husband doesn't watch the podcast.
Yeah, really, huh? He does.
But he might.
Yeah.
Okay, my retail therapy, you guys. Okay, it's awesome. This is, oh, I should unwind it for you guys. This is a brand new colorway. This is my theme of the day, Merino Cashmere Nylon Blends. This is the new colorway of Adam and Eve, which is probably my favorite yarn ever.
Look.
Sweet Georgia and Adam and Eve are my favorites. This one's called Bird of Paradise, and it's just so tropical and pretty. This orange running through the like watermelon-y pink, and then a very kind of tealy green.
That tealy green appears a lot in your life.
I know, I must really like it. I must really like it. It's a bluey green.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot, but look at all those colors. So this is called Bird of Paradise.
Oh,
I love it.
That's a very good representation.
I cannot wait to knit with that.
What are you going to knit?
Such a good question.
Socks?
This is how I work. I see a color and I love it, and I don't even think about what I'm going to knit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great socks? I do have socks knit out of Adam and Eve, and they are awesome. So yeah, maybe I'll knit socks.
This Adam and Eve I gifted Eric.
If you're my swap partner ever, because we're doing a swap, this is the yarn I will send you. Not
Adam
necessarily this color. It will for sure be Adam and Eve because it is exclusive to River City Yarns, which means...
And that's always fun.
Unless you go to their online store, you probably haven't knit with it. Or unless you haven't been to Edmonton and bought some. So this is pretty much every time like a swap or an exchange
really
or
is.
something.
That's what I have sent in the past.
So many good
special
colors
yarn.
in this. There's actually another new color too now. I think I should probably get it.
You should.
It's really nice too. So that's my retail therapy. And I have a gadget that I can't live without. And I want to show you guys this. And you may already know about them. But they're new for me. Do you see those? What the heck is that?
Here.
This light blue is shaped like a puppy. And that's the kitty. Wow, it looks huge when you do that.
Giant scissors.
They're the opposite of huge. They're a snip, and they're by Haya. I'm sure you guys have seen them.
Tracy, I've never seen them.
Okay, they're new for me. They're just this wee, tiny, spring-loaded, teeny, weensy things that are the perfect tool to snip your yarn.
Do they snip?
They're perfect. I wish I could just look at this 3. Well,
did it work?
Not working. It works for 1, just like that. Yeah, don't try and cut 3 threads at once. That was silly. But 1, perfect. They're awesome. So I have 1 sitting beside me where I knit all the time, and I've got 1 in my traveling notions bag.
Yeah, and you know what I have?
And I feel like they would probably be something they would allow you to travel with on the airplane.
This is one of my notions.
Oh!
But look, you guys.
They're so tiny. They fit in everything.
And this is jam-packed.
And they're very, like this thing doesn't come off very easily. So they snap on. I love them. They're my new thing. I love them. And, okay, this was from Stash Lounge.
Oh.
This book, I've wanted this book for a long time.
Yes.
Okay, so you and I have to knit a sweater out of here.
Gladly.
This is the Matter Anthology 2. The patterns in this book, you guys, are unbelievable.
Maybe that could be a fall KAL.
There's so many worsted weight patterns in here.
Oh, I'm all over that.
There's shawls. There's this. Look at this hoodie on the front cover. Come on.
I've actually favorited or purchased some of these patterns.
That Louise pattern we bought that Susan B. Anderson knit in here.
Is it?
Yep. And because it's sort of like cooking. Like I collect cookbooks. I may not use them a lot, but
you're like Andy. Same.
Same
She likes
with
a good
knitting,
book.
right? I buy these knitting books all the time. Pacific Knits by Tin Can Knits, another amazing set of designer ladies.
Are these their families?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the books are their models are their friends and family.
That's so cute.
There's blankets, hats, mitts, scarves, gloves, sweaters, cardigans, all kinds of stuff in here. And they're all, the thing I love about Tin Can Knits, well, one of the things, every pattern goes from infant to quadruple extra large in men.
Really?
So if you ever got the feeling that you wanted to knit your entire sweater, or family, the same exact sweater, a tin can knits pattern will allow you to do that. So
That's
I think
awesome when
huge,
you have,
huge,
because
huge,
I'm
huge.
not a math person, and people just say, "Oh, I did the math and changed it." I'm like,
No, I don't
can't
do
do
that.
that.
I don't do that.
So to have that as done for you in there,
Yeah, I love it, you
Yeah.
guys. So those are that's my retail therapy that I'm really excited about this week.
great purchases.
I know.
Are you going to get those bound?
Oh, maybe. Maybe. So, okay, so my friend Sheila at River City Yarns told me about this.
Do you have one over there?
I've got a whole bunch in my bedroom. I can bring, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show it next week.
Okay.
But you go to Staples and they trim off the binding and they spiral bind it and they put a little plastic cover on the front and the back. And so when you're reading your patterns, you can flip it open flat or
onto
around, all the way around to itself. So they'll spiral bind it. It's not expensive. It's less than $10 or whatever. But for me, it saves a lot of, I don't want to break the binding, you know, crack it open all the time. So that's pretty handy too.
Genius.
And yes, I will probably do that with these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent Danny an ebook that I did, and I had it.
Did you?
And she was quite impressed at that idea.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
I didn't claim it to be mine, but yeah, it's just
Not my idea.
a lifesaver.
But it's fairly genius.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm super excited about this next little segment.
actually am too.
This is Mrs. Brown's Bags, guys. This is what I've been waiting for. So I'm very
this
excited.
is this collection that I'm going to show you has been a bit of a labor of love.
Yes.
We had some epic fails uploading pictures to the printing website. But what I have done is, oh, I didn't attach this one. Okay, so what I have done, people, you want to hold that?
Oh, it's so pretty.
What I have done is knit up Malabrigo, no,
Yes.
Rasta.
Yeah.
I'll do it like this so I can show both. And I knit up giant swatches. This is a whole ball. How wasteful. It's $100 worth of yarn. I have to take this out and redo
It's
it.
not wasteful. Yeah, you can totally.
I'm going to do that because
unknit
Maddie
it.
wanted a hat in this.
Perfect.
And so what I have done is I've knitted giant stockinette samples.
Mm-hmm.
I photographed it and I uploaded it to a printing website. There's tons around, which they go, you pick what you want. You can get it on wallpaper, you can get it on any paper.
Would be the best wallpaper.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh.
So I obviously chose cotton, but there's different fabrics to choose from. And so what I have come out with is my ADDI collection.
Custom fabric.
Yeah, my custom fabric, and this is for my dear friend. I've named this collection after my dear friend ADDI, who, as probably all of you know, is Andre Sue Knits, and she's got the loveliest podcast and the loveliest family. They're all
She's
involved.
just sweet, sweet lady.
And so this was my first thought when I was doing this is how much I love her and how sweet she is and how kind and generous and inspirational.
She's so inspirational to the knitting community.
I
And
swear to you
spinning,
guys.
any fiber person.
I
Watch
don't even think she thinks bad thoughts. I think she's one of those people.
Do you think so?
I don't know. She's just way too sweet.
Well, I totally agree.
So what I've done is,
Jody, let me hold it. You talk about it.
so I then have gotten the fabric.
Oh.
It's cotton fabric, and I had them printed.
Look how beautiful they are, Jody. That's awesome.
So this first one is, you guys, it's like coral and orange and mauve and pink.
raspberry
Oh.
and hot pink.
And then it's got a little mauvey bottom.
Canvas.
I most often do my tassels, but because I was running low and the shop closed and the post office closed for the Chinese New Year, it was a little bit late shipping. So what I have found, which I think is super fun,
I love this change.
is you'll have the tassels on some other bags, you'll see. But this collection have these little suede leather
ties.
And
They're
then-
so nice.
So there's that one. There's this one that's got that grapey purple bottom, and it's got mints and greens and golds and lavenders and
That's so beautiful.
yeah. And this has got the little greeny.
And everything's just
Mint.
so coordinated. Look at your zipper choices and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, this one. This one's really fun. This one's got a real rainbow. You know, minty,
totally is.
mauve, lavender, green, red, orange, and then this has got the lavender bottom. And so the nice thing about these bags is this is what I'm selling. This part is what I'm selling, and what I make very clear in my listings, or I will be making very clear in my listings, your zipper may be different.
Right.
This tab may be different.
Right.
It will always be 100% coordinated to the fabric, and your inside might be different. My insides are coordinating to the fabric or quite a neutral. Do you want to show?
What's the inside to this one? Oh, it's so pretty. You're so good at that.
So what's really fun about that is that
amazing.
The bag you get may be a one of a kind. Because your zipper's different, your inside is different. You can show that one too. I think that's just got a... Oh yeah, that's the same as this.
Nice.
But like I ran out partway through, so there are several different linings that come in these bags.
So I noticed your shop's been on vacation for a bit.
It's been on vacation because I've had the most wonderful response about... most wonderful response to my shop that I sort of needed to catch up.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to work on getting this collection ready to ship this week.
Right.
So it's so fun. And this is my large wedge, and then I also have it in my sock wedge.
Well,
and this one's
how
for
do
you.
Choose? Jude,
and this one's for you.
Seriously.
Because she couldn't decide. So those two are for you.
Thank you.
But the only other thing... Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. So there'll be a few other things that we've showed in the past once I open the shop. But this was a really popular print.
So fun. Oh, you put the hot pink on that one.
Well, I ran out of red.
That's so... It goes so well.
I should take your bag back and redo it. Put
Absolutely
the canvas on
not. I love my bag.
So like with this, I'm going to have two listings. But so the canvas and the red canvas in this, and then this will be a separate listing. Because that's very different. Like I wouldn't list this bag and this show up.
You can show two pictures though. Oh yeah, I guess you could have a red and a pink option. Yes.
But the tab may be a little bit different. Your pull color may be different. So, oh, this is fun fabric on the inside. Like a, sort of like a little polka dot. So that's going to be my
I know
update.
people have been waiting for that one. They know about this bag and they've been waiting.
Yeah, so this is my live to knit, knit to live bag.
Yeah, I love the skulls.
The fabric was this is so much fun.
Oh my gosh, Jody.
So super fun.
Great job.
But also I have another thing to say.
Okay.
Andy had messaged me and had said, I was trying to think of something special as a thank you for you for doing this collection for me, or named after me, or inspired by me. And so she said, I'm popping a little something in the mail.
She sells minis in her shop.
They weren't in her shop. But yes, I believe, I think these are gifts that she gives to people.
She's a yarn dyer.
She's an amazing, I have her yarn. I should actually bring it next time and show it to you.
do.
So what she has done is she sent me 12 sets
Wow.
of minis. So what I'm going to do, oh my God, I don't want to take it out because it's packaged so nice, but
That's
there's
beautiful.
variegated, there's tonals.
It's
oh my gosh, you
beautiful.
guys. So the first 12 people to purchase one of my Andy collection bags will get this for free.
That's amazing. And it's a gift from Andy. That's
It's a
amazing.
gift. It's a thank you gift. She's so sweet. Thank you.
You guys, that's a really special project.
Yeah. So my update's going to be Friday, this Friday, which is in 2 days.
Yeah.
And
So what is that, February 26th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Okay.
And so I will also have posted on Instagram and stuff. And I'm not going to have updates every week like that. I'm reopening this week with my great big...
Right.
But I wanted my podcasters to know first.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jody, that's amazing and beautiful.
So it was been a fun week sewing. This, I'm just so proud of.
Well.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. I do have to say, this large one is a seamless photo. There's no, there's no break in the pattern.
Right.
But because of the way it was photographed and, like the images placed continuously on, the small sock sack has a solid side like this, and then they all have, and it's going to be clearly in the listing, I don't even know if you can really tell that much.
It's so blended.
It is so blended, but there's a very little seam where the picture starts to repeat again. And
well, I think that's
to make good use of my fabric.
Of course.
I did this just on the one side. The large ones will not have that.
Okay.
So I think that's it.
It's totally it. I just want to make one quick comment too about the prize that we gave away last week. Somebody said that they missed the giveaway or something like that. We are never going to publicize our giveaways on Instagram. They will always just be for you guys that watch our podcast.
Yeah.
So we're only ever mentioning it. Don't even...
We don't have it... Our Instagram is Tracy's and mine, which, I mean, we show our knitting, we show our bags, but it has nothing to do with...
Yeah. So, and I just feel like you can be my, on Instagram and go through all this stuff all the time, but maybe you're not a podcast watcher, and we always want our gifts and prizes to go to somebody that's spending time with us. You know, somebody that's joined our Ravelry group, or somebody that watches the podcast. So that's why you'll never see it on Instagram. Just a little quick note about that, but...
So come join our Ravelry group.
Yeah, why not? 800 other people have.
Nuts.
And we're having fun, you guys. This is just, it's all yarny fun.
Okay, we're still under Mina's. Mina's was 148 this week.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're a really long podcast. I hope that's okay, you guys.
I think a few people have said, oh, it might be a little long. You know what? 2 sittings. Pause it and come back.
For sure. For sure.
Because we don't want to shorten it or cram it or rush.
Well, I really love answering questions, and we won't have you know, knit along stuff every time. And
yeah, we will.
Well, now we will because we have a knit along.
Oh yeah.
So join the knit along.
Yeah.
Come and knit with us. But have a great week, you guys. Obviously, you know, 10 a.m. on Friday. I hope you get your chance to get an Andy bag, and we'll see you next week. I'm off to knit. Bye.